Hello everybody, this is Tendral. Welcome to CSC Quickie. Today we are going to see about variables in Python. First of all, I will start with what's a variable. What's a variable? It's a placeholder to hold the constants. So the constant can be integer, or it can be a string, or it can be a float, or it can be boolean. So example, if we put a equal to 10, we're storing an integer. A equal to, if you put 5.5, storing a float. A equal to true, it's storing a boolean constant. A equal to if I store like this is storing a string. So what is the value or assigning? That is the type of the variable. That is called soft typing. Soft typing. In C, C++ and all, if you are going to store a particular data type, say for example I am going to store an integer data, then you have to declare that the variable is of type integer because it is going to store integer data. Here there is nothing like that in Python. What is the value you are storing? That value's data type will be the data type of the variable. So in here the data type of the variable is integer. So here it's say 5.5. The data type of the variable is float. Here it is true. The data type is boolean. Here it is array. So here the data type is which is put up on the double quotes. So it's a string. So there is a function called type. So if you give type, it will just return what's the type of the variable. So I'll show it in the example. So if we have things like this, it's x equal to 10. So if we just put print type of 10, it's a constant. Type of 10 is integer. Okay. Our motive is not about the constant, our motive is of the variable. So what's the type of this variable? Because it is storing 10. 10 is an integer. So the type of the variable is also integer. Okay. Now if I store 10.3, if I store 10.3, the type of the variable x is float. You see, it's float variable. Now if I store this same thing put up in a double quotes, now it's not a number anymore. It's not a numeral. It's a string now. It's a character set of characters. So in this case, it shows double quoted value. So it is type of x is string. X is a variable. Now if we store true, which is a boolean constant, it shows bool data type. Okay. So this is how we can get to know the type of the variable. But I cannot just leave things aside. So if I just say x, it's error. In Python, whenever you say a variable, then that must be initialized with a value. You cannot just leave something out just like this. So if I just put x, I cannot expect some value to be printed because it needs assignment operation. Is a must. It can be an integer, or it can be a float, or it can be a string, or it can be a boolean value, but you have to assign using assignment operator, then only I can use it. Okay, so there's examples for that, type usage, and how to name a variable in Python. So a variable name can have numerals. What are numerals? It is 0 to 9. That's a numerals. It can have alphabets. What are the alphabets? It can have A to Z, capital A to Z, the alphabets. And it can have underscore. So it can have only three things: numerals, alphabets. The only special character allowed is underscore. Okay, underscore special character. So these are rules of naming a variable. Okay, how to name a variable? We can have numerals, we can have alphabets, we can have underscore. And one more thing to remember is variables cannot start with numerals. Not allowed. So I cannot just put things like this 44A. That is not allowed. A44 is allowed, but it cannot start with numerals. But it can have numerals, but it cannot start with the numerals. Okay, that you have to know. So variable name cannot be same as reserved keywords. It cannot be same as reserved keywords. So what are the reserved keywords in Python? You see, these are all the reserved keywords, and as I said, break, class. You cannot name a variable using any one of these keywords, and this is case sensitive. This else is there, all are in small letters. That is allowed. If I am putting it in the uppercase, then that is allowed. But the smaller cases of keyword, this is not allowed. Say for example, I want to show this an example. Say if I say else equal to 10, print else. I am trying to put else as a variable, and I am trying to put that value in the variable else. Now I am compiling. It shows error, invalid syntax. Why it is invalid? Because it is all using alphabets. No, it is a keyword. Else is a keyword. You see, it's a keyword. But I can just put a capital else, capital E. Now this else is not a keyword because Python is case sensitive. Just putting 10. Okay. So all these reserved keywords are small letters, lowercase. Okay. Uppercase is fine. If I change like this, no problem. So this is allowed. Now, let's just go with the simple thing. Say if I say ABC ampersand D. Okay. Now I'm trying to print ABC and ampersand D. Now this is not allowed because what's the only special character allowed? Underscore is the only special character allowed. Now I have a special character ampersand. That is a problem. So underscore is allowed. So if I execute this one, it will just print 10 because underscore is allowed. And underscore can also be starting a variable name. You can start a variable name with underscore, not at all a problem. But you cannot start a variable name with a numeral. That is not allowed. So when you are doing, you have to give relevant names to your program. Say for example, if I say A equal to 3.14, B equal to 5, C equal to A star, B star, B. So print C. Now what are they trying to do here is, it's like look like a pi. 3.14 is pi. This looks like a radius. Okay, pi into r. It's actually pi r square, which is a area of the circle. So now if I want to do, I can just name like this pi. I can just say radius. Okay, I can just say area. So if I just say pi and radius, then it will be of naming it properly, or naming properly. So this is a variable name. So variable name should be depicting your business logic. Don't just randomly give variable names. Okay, so as part of this we have seen what's a variable. It's a placeholder. How to name a variable, and what's a type of variable. Which can be usually found using the function type. So type of the variables decides what kind of operation it can perform. So for example, if I'm having A equal to 5, B equal to 10, C equal to ABC, D equal to EFG. If I have like this, print if I'm putting a plus b. A is plus is operator. If I just do a is an integer 5, b is an integer 10. So 10 plus 5, it's 15. Okay, that is not a problem. Okay, now if I do print c plus d, this is also a string, this is also a string, it will concatenate. So it's a, b, c, e, f, g. Okay, now if I do print a plus c, then it's a problem, because left side is a integer, right side is a string. You're trying to add different things. So you can, if you are adding two strings, it will append the second string to the right of the first string. So it is a, b, c, e, f, g, not the other way around. It's not e, f, g, a, b, c. Okay, but in this third case, it will throw error. What is this? It will ask. Now you see this one. It first prints 15. 15 is a plus b. This is a plus b, where it is a number and number. Then c plus d. C plus D is a, b, c, e, f, g. So it appends d, second variable, with the first one. Second variable data is e, f, g. E, f, g is appended to a, b, c. That's what is printed. Now next time it is printing a, b, c. It's unsupported. One is integer, other one is in string. Left side a is a integer, right side c is a string. You are trying to add two different data types, so it will not allow it to go through. Okay, so this is a very simple explanation for Python's variables. So especially remember the naming, how to name variables in Python. Okay, and usage of type function, and soft typing, as in C, there is no need to define a type of a variable. Whatever the value you are assigned, then that is the type. That type of the constant that you are assigning to is the type of the variable. Okay, so that I explained here. So thank you for listening.